We are the Master Traitors
We
Podcast.
are the Master Traitors Podcast.
We are the Master Traitors
We
Podcast.
are the Master Traitors Podcast.
Hi, I am the sneakiest of snakes, the snake daddy, the cheeseburger princess, the shit poster supreme, Matt Keck. Alongside me is the light of my life.
Paul, let's murder each other's shields.
Let's murder each
other.
other. My God, Paul, what are these people doing?
Oh, man.
All right, we're back. We are the Master Traitors, and we're watching Season 3 of The Traitors US, streaming on Peacock. Now, who are we? We're just a couple of good old boys from the Midwest. We're a couple comedians in Kansas City that have played a game called Ultimate Werewolf hundreds or thousands of times. That game? It's basically like a card game, board game version of The Traitors. And we played it with everyone we could find. We invited people every weekend, different types of people, different levels of drunk, different levels of effed up.
Make up rules.
Make up new rules, make up new roles. And let me tell you, we know the ins and outs of what to do in a game like this. And what to do is almost the opposite of what we're seeing this season.
What
It
everyone
has
is
been-
doing. Yeah, opposite of what everyone is
been
doing.
an amazing train wreck. I don't think you can get TV quite as entertaining as this anywhere else. And it starts with exactly where you expect it to start, exactly where they left off.
In the turret.
They're in the turret, and Carolyn immediately confronts Danielle because Danielle's trying to kill her for whatever reason. And then Danielle absolutely hilariously immediately crumbles. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
I'll make it better tomorrow.
I'm going to make it. How? What? How? You already.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Rob interrupts, keeps talking about how this is like such a disaster. He can't understand what's going on. Carolyn goes, "The only people I want to murder right now are you two." Which, fair, Carolyn.
Don't blame her.
Very fair.
Carolyn was right.
Always right. And then I love that as she's getting called out for trying to kill her, Danielle's like, "This is just like a family, right? It's like a family, and it's gonna be fine. And we just fight sometimes." What? Okay, so they still got to decide who to kill.
Dahmer family.
Yeah, seriously, maybe the Manson family.
Manson family.
Maybe the freaking Roys from Succession. No, they were even better, more put together than this. They got to kill someone. Rob thinks it should be Wes or Bob H.
Why does Rob always put out the person that
accused him?
accuses him?
I don't know. It's not a good strategy,
Because
and
it's the opposite of what you want to do. But I guess you could do some reverse psychology crap on it.
which is what he kind of tries to do, but
Yeah.
Derek has that sniffed out too. We kind of figure out, and I'll be fair. Rob thinks Wes right now, and then maybe Bob H, who's the one who just said, "Wouldn't it be so badass if he did exactly what he did?" And then so Rob gets worried and goes for the Bobs. He wants to be the only Robert in the house.
I think so.
Danielle's says Ivar, and I think that's actually a good move. That's the move where it's like, he's a faithful. They're not going to kill him at the table. It's just a free numbers game of getting rid of him. No one thinks anything. That's probably would have been a great move. Or, as I said last time, what would have really paid off before this episode for Boston Rob is going after Derek instead of Wes.
Yeah.
Because
Wes definitely makes himself a target.
Yeah,
always.
Wes's personality is immediately a target. Derek is a nice old good boy who's a cop who's like really good at figuring this stuff out.
Yeah.
And you should have known he was onto you already.
It does start eliminating the people in the cages.
Yeah, but
One less person in cages. If
but
somebody
he was going
tries
for
to put that on that.
Wes anyway, though. So that
he
wasn't
was,
part of
I
his
guess.
logic. So
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think he just made the wrong choice here. He sensed Wes is more danger. I think he didn't realize how much danger Derek actually brought because Derek's a lot more unassuming.
Right.
And I think that's a good part of Derek's game. He knows he's unassuming.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, but he goes to everybody
He does.
in this thing. And
But no one
starts-
ever remembers that he's the one who gave them information
so.
either. They never say, "I got that from Derek." They don't
I
remember.
suppose so.
And he's just kind of in
Maybe.
and out. We'll see. We'll see how it keeps going.
Okay.
Because so far I feel like it's paid off, but it could be just good editing too. So Danielle thinks Ivar, Rob thinks Wes or Bob H, Carolyn thinks Danielle or Rob. They all hug. We get a nice shot of a honey badger. Honey badger didn't give a fuck, and then we went straight to breakfast. And we start off with Sierra immediately mentioning that she thinks it's Danielle. We get a lot more Brittany in this episode.
A lot more Brittany.
She feels like a loser at the beginning. I think we're going to start seeing Brittany be a bigger part of the show, it seems like. They just kind of let some people clear out, I think, and now they're like, okay, talk more.
So right at the beginning, Sierra comes in talking Danielle. Immediately.
Yep.
And then immediately after that, Derek comes in, starts talking Rob.
Super hot on
Boston Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person there that's traitor is Carolyn.
And Carolyn wants Rob dead.
Yeah.
So she's not going to tell him.
Right. Oh, well, I'm just saying she knows the info if she wanted to.
Well, yeah, she has it. Yep, she's got that info. If Rob,
I think she more wants Carolyn dead than Rob.
She wants Danielle dead. Yeah.
Or Carolyn wants Danielle more dead than Rob, but
still, she has that info for him if she wants to give it to him.
Right, exactly.
Derek's hot on Rob, but when Rob comes in, he immediately puts on the smile and the used car smile. Like, hey, man, I totally thought you wouldn't make it for sure, bro. That should have been the tip-off for Rob, but his ego gets in his way sometimes. When someone plays him up a little, sometimes he doesn't see some of the obvious acting turns.
I think every time.
Yeah, I agree. If you can play to Boston Rob's ego, that's really the way to go after him. Like, that's his weakness. Before Ivar comes in, Brittany says, I mean, maybe it should just be Ivar. I mean, who cares? It'd just be one less person to make tea. It's like, damn, that's the British guy. He's the one that you should want making the tea, and they don't want him.
I think it's bad either way.
Oh, man, yeah, I mean, it's just leaf soup, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure British people even know how to make it necessarily.
They love it, though.
They do love it.
They love a cuppa.
Yeah.
We have a couple, not many, but a couple people listen from the UK. So.
Oh, I mean, British people obviously know what they're talking about when it's tea.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just want to hear whether or not they think that we know what we're talking about when it comes to tea, because I am drinking directly from a 2-liter of Diet Coke right now like an American. Don't worry, it's not enough listeners that if we lose them, it'll matter. It's like Tempe, Arizona. I love them. Thank you for being here, Tempe. You have more views than our hometown of Kansas City, Tempe. But Kansas City is on the map, though. They're tied with a few, like Boise. They're tied with Boise, which is good.
I've heard some rumbling of some people trying to
get our numbers up.
Some numbers.
Get those numbers up.
Yeah.
So
Kayla. I'll shout out Kayla.
That's what's up. Get those
She's
numbers
getting those numbers out.
We need that. So they killed Bob H. We get to see him. I was a little surprised that that's who they went with, because he's the one who accused Rob so blatantly at the table. It seems like a really bad move.
And it was like.
Yeah,
and
it was a very obvious
He didn't
thing.
accuse anybody else, did nothing, and he was like over.
He's like, but think about this. Yes. It was a memorable accusation.
And it wasn't even necessarily I'm going to vote for you, because he didn't vote for him.
No, he literally just said, but think about it. Like, wouldn't it be so badass?
So this is which is worse than accusing someone, actually, because
I agree.
Because you're making people think about it.
Yep.
Think about
you're
this.
Seeding it long term. And I think that's the stuff Rob really hates, is when that happens. Because that's what happened with Bob the Drag Queen, too. He seeded something. He's like, it's got to be one of the 3 guys that got added.
Oh, yeah.
And Rob hates that shit. He doesn't want him thinking about him.
Yeah, and once he goes after Bob, even though he is a traitor, and him saying that deal, it kind of, I don't know, people can piece it together still.
Yeah, agreed. He was a pretty good sport, even though he was like, I hate the traitors. Like, he was mad that he lost, but like in the way that you would be.
I think he obviously was
probably proud of
people
getting
liked him a lot.
Too.
I think in there. Sierra said,
Everyone
if Bob H
liked
goes,
him.
she's gonna burn this place down.
Yeah, she did.
She keeps saying a lot. She's doing a lot of shit, but she never goes through with it. I want to see her burn it down.
I would love to see the whole house on fire next episode. And it's like, what happened? Oh, you guys killed Bob H. And well, you heard Sierra.
Another Bob bites the dust.
So Alan's outfit. Nice traditional-ish suit outside of these incredibly sequined sleeves and rainbow sleeves.
Did he have the sleeves?
Oh, wait, no. He didn't have the
those
sleeves yet.
at
The
beginning.
sleeves come later.
He just comes out like this
Yeah,
professor
it's like
with high waters.
Yeah, he's like the professor suit. He does still have the tie thing.
He's got the spiky
golden
tie.
spiky tie, and he's got like the teal, almost reverse Kangol hat, beret or whatever. That's probably what it is. I doubt it's a Kangol hat. I bet it's a beret.
I don't know. A Kegel hat?
Yep, a Kegel hat. That's right. Mike and Kegel Key. Anyway,
I've had a lot of Kegel hats.
I'm gonna give this the suit here. I'm just gonna rate both now because the difference is the sleeves. The suit here gets 4 out of 5. Once he adds the sequins, it's a full 5s across the board.
That's what you think?
I think so.
Oh man, I think it. Oh,
You're not a fan of this one, are you?
Oh man, I kind of liked it. It wasn't. It was like I said, he had the high waters.
Yeah,
his little
very
professor-y
dorky.
and then just little spikes to it. It wasn't as much as it, but.
He looked like a professor from the college in Wicked.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Or
the goat or whatever.
Yeah, it looked like he came from gay Hogwarts, right? Like, yeah, he was just like the goat. Yeah, Peter Dinklage's character. Okay, so we're done with breakfast. We get someone. They say, "Tom, you're too chaotic. You're good for the traitors," and then he goes, "Yeah, but I have good evidence."
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
Gabby, getting more airtime. Gabby says, "Tom,
you're too chaotic.
You're so chaotic. That's why you're here."
And then good evidence.
He's like, "What?
Sometimes
What?"
He looks good evidence. He looks like he's trying to look like 80s Christian Slater at all times, and
he says he has good evidence, then immediately goes to Brittany.
Yes,
and goes,
accuses
I
Dolores.
have a idea.
And while he's
Dolores,
and then she tries to tell him he's an idiot, and he just goes, "No, stop, which I'm sure is something he's used to hearing.
It makes me. I laughed so hard when he said Dolores.
So bad.
She is the one.
So
We've said it every
bad.
time. Dolores is obviously not a traitor.
It'd be like if he pitched Ivar as his next theory, and Brittany's over him. He's like, "This is like the 90,000th theory this morning." Rob is immediately seating Wes because he didn't get to kill him at night, so he needs to try and kill him during the day, which is smart. And he's using the fact that Wes targeted Nikki. I mean, that makes sense. Rob's a smart enough guy to know that Wes, if you give him enough rope, he will hang himself because he's not a very nice person, and that actually is required in this game a little bit. Because people will kill you just because they don't like you. That for sure is like the number one reason to kill
he's got that on his
somebody.
side. He's like, they don't like him.
Yeah,
I think it's obvious people don't like Wes.
Yeah, and why would you? He is intentionally trying to make you not like him.
So
that's his gameplay.
Yeah, and I think it's much easier to get you to vote for the guy that nobody likes.
Mm-hmm. I will say it was very funny when Wes went to talk to Derek and Tom was in the room or whatever.
Yeah,
and they just go, "Hey man, will you get the fuck out of here?" Basically, they just make beta ass Tom just get out of the room, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go stand guard," like to try and make himself feel like he's still part of the crew. Like,
so many times they put on this episode they put the camera on his face and he's just
There's a scene in a little bit that just gets me so good. It's just iconic. The producers of this show deserve every Emmy. So Wes and Derek start talking Rob. Derek really bringing it up, and he's right. They do need to go for him because Rob's going to start targeting them at some point. Like, he's already started targeting Wes. Carolyn talks to Brittany.
Well, Brittany comes to talk to Carolyn.
Okay, yeah, that's right. And says, "Hey, someone said you mentioned my name," and Carolyn starts breaking down. And the very short-lived alliance with Danielle, because she finds out Danielle not only mentioned her name as being a potential traitor, she was also telling everyone that Carolyn was mentioning them as traitors. Yeah. Now, we, the viewer, know Danielle was telling people that Carolyn had tried to kill in the turret. That Carolyn was mentioning them as traitors in the normal game. I think this just is the very first step of Danielle's demise.
God, I do not, like we said the last episode, why the
hell
did you even go there? It's not. If somebody mentions it, maybe you can join along if that's what you're doing.
But don't get too eager. Don't get too eager. Like, man.
Even Rob, when he got out, Bob the drag queen, he wasn't throwing his name around.
No, he went quick and fast.
Yeah, not till the end did
Yep.
he say it and go that he wanted it. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
She got caught.
Yeah.
I think Danielle fancies herself on the level of your Boston Robs and your Wesses and such. She fancies herself that level of game player. So she saw Boston Rob make that move and thought, I can do the same thing to Carolyn. And no one was having it.
Yeah, well, she says she's going to get out Rob, and then the very next thing she does is try to get Carolyn out.
Insane. So
Which is much tougher than getting Rob out.
yes, because it hasn't even started. Everyone
Yes.
already distrusts Rob. They
Yes.
just think Carolyn's crazy. So our challenge is the giant traitor.
The challenge.
The big old traitor. We got a whole bunch of explosives piled up looking like Wile E. Coyote. If they can get... There's 20 locked crates in the forest. 17 of the crates have gunpowder. 3 of the crates have shields. Now, they have to either get 1,500 pounds of gunpowder into the middle, or they will not win an all-or-nothing pot of $30,000, which, thankfully for them, more money than they left behind on the platform in the very first
I was going to say, this is the first time.
More money.
The first time you can say more money than what they
More
left
money.
behind on the platform in the very first one.
Now, they divide up into groups to go get these things, and they have
Yes.
to, answer, number questions. If they get it wrong, it'll blow up. If they get it right, it unlocks. It wasn't very exciting. I won't lie. This
Okay.
was one of the least exciting games for me.
So the deal is you're going in groups. They split up in 3 groups. So there
Right.
are 3, and they know
3
there
total
are 3 shields.
Yeah, there's 3 shields.
Right?
Yep.
They split up in groups. But what do? Rob goes in one group,
Yeah, they don't... They
and then the 2...
They don't
Then
split- all
Carolyn
split
and
up.
Danielle go in another group.
They go in the
and leave
same
another
group.
group totally empty.
So, as the traitors, knowing there's 3 of you, if you're going to split into 3 groups, you'd want 1 in each group.
Yeah, so you know who has the damn shield.
Bingo. Because no one's going to tell anyone who has the
Right.
shield. And so, you need to know who has it so you don't accidentally vote for someone in the turret who has a shield. You're going to lose a kill if you don't know. Carolyn was too blind by what Danielle coming for her. I think that's what happened here.
Well, you know what? I think Danielle possibly would have been okay
Yeah.
with Carolyn, because Brittany came in the beginning, right? She would have been okay.
Yeah.
But right while they're going through these, Gabby comes up to Carolyn
Yep.
and goes, "Hey, I'm friends with you. I want to know what you're being friends, but Danielle's throwing your name out." Freaking tells her again. So here's another person. Here's the third person that came to Carolyn and told her
I mean, it
that
starts
she's
to
throwing
add
her
up.
name.
It starts to add up, and it's funny because it's like Danielle could have given her the heads up that she had done that stuff too in the turret. She didn't.
She should have.
She should have because it's
at
gonna
that
come
point when
up.
she's saying sorry.
You're already
she should have
caught.
Come out with your stuff. You know why? Because if it's good, if they come to Carolyn, if they do, and you have to assume they're going to.
Yeah,
You know,
it's gonna
because
blow up in
somebody's
your
already
face.
come to her, so you have to assume they're going to.
Yeah.
Because if not, you know what? Carolyn has to bring your name up at the round table.
Otherwise,
if she
it looks
doesn't,
suspicious.
it looks suspicious.
Bingo. Otherwise, it looks suspicious. Now, everyone wants shields, obviously. Wes and Derek big time because they're afraid of Rob. Gabby's getting upset because Ivar sucks at the challenges. It seems like the universal consensus is that Ivar just kind of sucks. I think that
Yeah.
watching
Gabby's
this,
like,
I agree.
"Oh, we're going to have to leave this royal behind."
Yeah, this dude was more of a royal pain in the ass.
she says, "Just kidding," but I don't think she was.
She was not. He could just hear. When we get to the first shield, they open it up, and Carolyn, in a very smart move, it pissed people off, but it definitely helps keep the scent off of her, immediately grabbed the shield away from Tom, who didn't need it anyway, grabbed the shield and just acted confused when everyone was like, "What are you doing? Huh? What? I guy grabbed it first."
Right.
Perfect. Carolyn, incredible. Yes, that
Yeah,
was
that was
that
a bad.
great.
That was a good move, especially when people know that she. I don't know if anybody in that. No, Danielle was there, so I don't know if she had told anybody else
About
that was her, and she knows already that it's her.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby was
she
in
knows
that
she
group, I
needs to
think,
keep
right?
that
One of
freaking-
them was in that group. Either
Yeah.
Brittany, I can't
She
remember.
knows she
but-
needs that
Yeah, exactly.
deal
So
because
it helps.
Danielle's gunning for
It
her.
helps feed her kayfabe that she's trying to have. They get to the other team gets to it, and they do a rock paper scissors tournament. And Dylan, my guy Dylan, he apparently is a rock paper scissors king. He lets us know. He's like, I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
I beat 100 people in a row. I can't beat Chriselle, who gets the shield, but I beat 100 people one time. I always love that. He probably isn't. I'm not good at rock, paper, scissors. I get stuck on one thing, and I can't get my head out of it. And so I'll try to mix it up, and then I'll do like a couple other things, and then I'm right back on fucking scissors.
I mean, it's just
this is
I don't
random
think-
chance,
yeah,
right?
It's
Yeah.
not a. You know.
Good luck.
I mean, I guess maybe
You could try and
a
read
little
people,
bit.
but you can't read people.
If
It's like
after
one
what
of
they
the
throw,
simplest
yeah.
versions of this game, I
Yeah.
guess. But at the
Yeah.
end, it's going to be random.
just barely more than flipping a coin.
We do get a couple of real gems right in the middle of this. One is Sierra just spelling out coming. Because they ask what Alan's surname is, and she's like, how many letters are in Alan's surname? And she just goes, Cumming. It's like the dirtiest children's show I've ever watched. And then you've got Sam, and he's trying to pick up these 2 buckets of gunpowder, and Derek goes, hey, you need help getting that up? That sounds kind of funny. Perfect. Yeah, Carolyn gets Gabby's ear. She's telling on Danielle. Who got the third shield? I didn't write that down for some reason.
The third shield went to. It wasn't Derek. He was mad because he didn't get it.
That was the one Chriselle got.
Okay, that's the one Chriselle got.
Yeah, and
And
Carolyn got the other one.
Yeah, and then I don't remember.
I don't remember who grabbed that third shield, actually. But they do rush to fill up the gunpowder.
Yeah.
They topple the traitor. They blow it up. He falls over. They get the 30,000. Brittany talks to Sam when they get back. She says, do you have any joy in your life? Which is just an incredible thing to ask somebody. And Brittany, I will let you know, Sam brings joy to my life every week when they show him bathing. I didn't get that this week, but we'll get to that.
Well, he was in the bathtub, wasn't he?
No, and I will tell you why I'm mad about it. But
Well, I know who was, but
yeah,
I also, but don't let me forget at the end.
he does say he hates brownies too.
What?
He said he hates brownies too. By the way, after the "Do you have joy in life?" she goes, "I'm going to bake you a brownie," and he says, "I hate brownies." But what do you?
Who hates brownies?
I don't know, but what do you need to not forget?
No, I've got a theory. At the end, so.
Okay. I like it. So, yeah, he says he hates brownies. Then we get my favorite shot I've ever seen in any reality show ever. Tom's back in like the breakfast room
Oh yeah.
at the edge of the table, just standing up, leaning over this table with this plate of food, just grabbing like the biggest, most childlike forkfuls of food, just shoving them in his mouth.
He's always eating.
Yeah, he's just shoving these huge, and people like walk in and look, and they're like, and walk away. He's just eating
He's the
alone.
Kevin. He's
Yeah.
the Kevin of this.
He's like eating like a fucking rat over the sink, like total. You can tell this dude no longer has any women who love him. You can tell that this is a man who is used to living by himself in his own shame. He just standing there at that table, just looking like God. I don't looking like Eddie Munster in the middle of a bender, just trying to keep down the fucking vomit, just shoving salad down his face.
One of my favorite parts is that every time they say his name, they say his full name.
Tom Sandoval.
Yeah.
Tom Sandoval.
Somebody tells Dolores about him bringing up his name, and she goes, "Fucking Tom Sandoval." Yeah.
She sure did. I also loved Derek, who's going hard on Rob at this point, coming up to Ivar and saying, now I'm going to talk to you about somebody, and it's someone you mentioned, but I'm not going to say who it is. and Ivar just going, oh, like,
Because
oh
he
my
wanted him to
God.
say it was for himself, that it was his idea.
And
then
he just could not come up
He
with
finally
it.
says it.
He finally does. He finally
Yeah.
goes, oh, Boston Rob. It's Boston Rob. So this whole thing right now, Rob's pushing Wes. Wes is pushing Rob. Brittany's getting a lot more screen time. Derek thinks Brittany's working with Rob. Chriselle goes and warns Rob because she's like working with him for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why that.
I don't know why
have
she's
no-
working with him, but
I don't know.
But all I know is at this point, you got Carolyn who's mad at Danielle. You got Dolores who's mad because Tom's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
You got Rob coming for Wes. You got Wes coming for Rob. You got Derek coming for Rob, and Rob don't know. We're going to the table,
Derek,
and Rob's worried.
he is. Oh yeah. At one point, because he's sitting down there with Danielle, and there was somebody else, but then leave the room, and they say that Rob's name is out there, and he looks at Danielle, and he goes, "Is that true?"
And she goes, "I'm hearing Wes."
Yeah, and she stands there looking for like. You can tell she's looking in her head.
How do I play this?
Yes. How do I play this?
I'm hearing Wes. Okay, Danielle.
I do see what Rob go to. He's talking with a group, and Tom is in it. Tom Sandoval is in it, and he's like, Tom. He's already got this Dolores thing in his head, right? And then he's talking, and he goes through some stuff, and then he goes, "Here's the deal, Wes." And then you look, and Tom's face is just like. And you just see the freaking cogs going in his head.
You can smell it burning.
Thinking, oh, it is? Maybe it is Wes.
Wait a minute.
He just stood there just looking straight forward. Not even, you could just tell, for a good 10 seconds.
I will say, I've noticed a pattern with Tom's ridiculous theories, and Tom constantly targets women. He has never targeted another man, and it's because he's a weak little beta bitch who thinks that he's stronger than these women, and he keeps getting caught. And he's not stronger than these women, because when we get to the table, Dolores fucking calls him out first thing. Straight up. Tom Sandoval mocks his ass so hard. She goes, "Go ahead, say whatever you want to say, because I just want to, like, see how ridiculous it is."
Oh, yeah, she goes, she what did she say? Oh, I don't want you to be I don't want you to be misheard, because she's like, okay, go ahead, Tom. I don't want you to be misheard, because none of it will make sense anyway.
Yes. Boom.
I was like, dang.
Slam fucking
Dolores.
dunk. Dolores. You just got a new fan. That was the SmackDown move of the night. Calling out Tom and punking him. Derek even was like, okay, can we move on? No one thinks it's Tom. And she's like, no. Give me a second. Still punking him.
And Gabby, Gabby is correct at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, you're here because you're just causing chaos. And
yes, bingo.
The traitors want you in there
Well,
because you have no clue.
Dolores calls him a bad faithful, just like he said.
Yeah,
What's worse than a traitor? Bad faithful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And him going for Dolores caused a whole deal.
They lost a bunch of extra time. Yep. Now Derek jumps in. He was a little
Fucking
impatient.
Tom.
He lays out his fucking goddamn it, Tom. He lays out his case. It's a good case for Boston Rob. He's laying it out. Boston Rob comes in, and my wife pointed out something that I did not notice until this episode, and that is Boston Rob sounds so much like Mark Ruffalo, particularly when he's playing Bruce Banner. If you close your eyes
really?
while Boston Rob's
man.
talking next time,
I'm gonna
listen
have
to
to
him
listen to
talk. Because not always, but every once in a while he'll say something. I'm like, God, that's she said it, and I was like, that you are right. It sounds exactly like Mark Ruffalo. Anyways, Rob tries to deflect. He's talking about how if he was a traitor, he would have killed Ivar, which is something he brought up in the turret. He's like, here's why I'd kill him, because he's clearly faithful, whatever. And then he gives this big old long speech about how smart what he does is, but then says it's actually Wes doing it, and flips it on Wes, even though Derek's the one attacking him. He does not change his plan because he already seeded Wes. He didn't see Derek coming. So he couldn't throw it back at Derek, who was accusing him. He had to deflect over to Wes, which now brings two gamers with strategic minds into the table targeted at you. Not a great place to be for Boston Rob.
Right.
Pretty tough.
Yeah.
And then Wes immediately flips it back. But to Rob's credit, Wes is kind of a dick.
Yep.
And Rob is maybe a scuzzball. Maybe he's slimy. Maybe he plays the game. But when you're being social, Rob's got charisma. He seems like a cool, chill dude.
Yeah, he doesn't get
he's never
frazzled
rude
or anything
or
like that. He
mean.
doesn't get all mean.
No, he's so chill.
His voice is very calm and through
he
it
feels
usually.
like your cousin from Boston. Like he just
Yeah.
feels like someone. And so Wes is gruff.
Wes.
I would not want to hang out with Wes. I know dudes like Wes. They're fine, but they're not people I hang out with a lot. And so Gabby jumps in on Wes.
Yeah.
Crashell joins in. And Wes can't let his
Can't
ego
handle
down.
it. That hubris. He's flying too close to the sun, Wes.
And he flies straight into the sun at this moment by looking at everyone at this round table and telling them that if they vote for him, he will target them.
I don't know where in his head he thought this was a good
idea.
play.
This dude who has all these strategy moves threatens everyone at the table while they have the gun to his head?
Yeah. I watched, he was in the House of Villains, okay? He was in there.
Yeah,
And through the whole time, he was making these plays, strategic moves. The only person in this whole thing that was making any kind of plays and moves. And he made it towards the end. And when he gets up there, somebody calls him on something, he decides to flip, and he just goes batshit
insane,
just saying stuff. I'm gonna fucking take you to fucking hell. You're gonna be the first person out, and I'm taking you there, and I outsmarted all of you, and this whole deal. I was like, man, I don't think he's gonna win.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Literally
then.
the move.
And now I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, he made, and it's funny because he almost has a way out, because Carolyn jumps in and mentions that Wes is just a scapegoat, and then starts talking about how she doesn't fit in, and she brings up Danielle and talks about everything Danielle's been doing and says that you're causing chaos, and she tries to deflect the focus, but these guys don't jump in on that. They don't try to change it away from Wes. They just let it sit where it is.
Yeah.
Instead, they end with Derek doing one more plea for Rob. There's a few strategic moves that they didn't have in play before this happened. They did not have Dylan's confidence, and there were too many people who disliked Wes.
Yeah.
And then he doubled down on being a dick in his defense, said he would kill everyone if they voted for him. Well, that's not what a faithful or a teammate
And I think
does.
I think he turned people at that time during the deal.
And this is not a distant race. This is a close vote, and I think he literally got himself killed by doing that. 100%.
I think
you've got Dylan doubting at this point. You've got Danielle doubting at this point. I think some of these people. Well, Danielle doesn't know if she should go in on Rob or not. She thinks Rob might lose. She wants to vote for him if he does lose, but doesn't want to vote for him if he doesn't. It's a tough spot. I don't think I would have voted for him just because you already know Carolyn's voting for you.
Yeah.
Well, let's go through the votes.
But you need... Okay, so I think, like I said before, Carolyn had to bring up Danielle.
100%.
If she didn't, she looks
and
sus.
she did a great job of
good
selling
job.
herself.
I don't think mentioning Wes being a scapegoat might have been.
I think that was just her way into the conversation.
I guess so. I
Yeah.
guess so. But and
I don't
Rob
think they'll
never
remember
mentioned
that
it again.
part,
So I
right.
think it got a throwaway. So
I think Rob sees how he can work with Carolyn, and he's hoping they can get around Danielle just being a bull in a china shop a little bit.
I think he says that, but then, I mean, at the end he says, "Carolyn is done." That's
Yeah.
to quote Rob. I'm like, what? Why are you saying she's done? What about Danielle?
And no kidding.
She's the one that freaking fucked everything up
No kidding.
and voted for you.
So here's the votes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Didn't mean to
okay.
overshoot your
No, it's
voting.
okay. We got the votes. Dylan's Wes, Carolyn, Danielle. Wes is Rob. Sam is Wes. Ivar's Wes. Rob is Wes. Dolores votes for Tom, basically staying out of the drama of what's going on, and also Tom said her name, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Danielle goes for Rob. Gabby, who still went in on Wes, still voted for Rob because she used her mind. Gabby, honestly, a little more critical thinking than she presents. I think she's gonna do pretty all right.
Yeah. I'm not moving her out of my top 3.
Yeah. Derek votes for Rob. Tom votes for Rob. The only thing Tom did right outside of standing over a table eating by himself. And then we get Chriselle, Brittany, Sierra.
Tom voted for Rob?
He did.
Ooh, I thought thought Rob turned him when because it looked like he turned him.
Uh-huh.
At the
I think he
deal.
would have had Derek not done such a good job. Chriselle, Brittany, Sierra, all vote for Wes. And just proves my theory that you can't be a dick and win. You have to at least pretend to be nice. And a show like this, people are going to kill you if they don't like you. They got to live in a house with you.
Yeah, exactly. They do. If they not sure who it is, they're gonna go for the person that they just don't want in here.
I do love fucking Wes going up there. First of all, Boston Rob takes him down, obviously. Wes lost. Boston Rob won. That's how it goes. The vet beat the new guy, and Wes talks about how he's the best. He's cumulative. He's better than the cumulative of everyone else at the table, even though he's the one currently losing right now. And then he's like, I was a faithful. Fuck all you guys. And it was the most I listened to Andrew Tate beta ass bitch bullshit I've seen in such a long time. Like, cool, bro. Go sit in the 5th row of UFC and flex when the camera points at you and shut the fuck up, little baby.
I think. See, that's the deal. When you do that, nobody's listening to what you say at this point, even though he made good points.
Yeah.
He's a smart player as far as knowing what to look
Strategies
for,
and stuff.
strategy and stuff.
But
and
he's not smart socially.
But he told him, he's like, hey, yes, I'm aggressive, but a traitor would not be freaking aggressive out here.
Although, if you were a traitor playing aggressive, it would be really good to say that a traitor wouldn't play aggressive.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get that, but I mean,
He's
guess
not
you-
wrong,
Right.
but also you can flip everything in these games.
Once you're aggressive, you get your name out there.
That's true.
'cause
You're on the
people get
board.
defensive, and then you're all of a sudden the person. That
Oh
gets
yeah, no, I agree. So the Derek is like, you guys got to remember, there's other traitors voting in this too, which is funny because in this round, the traitors did not help Rob out at all.
Yeah.
They actually helped Derek
Yeah.
out.
So he's like, look at all these guys, and
It's like you're looking at the wrong people outside of Rob. He's looking at Brittany hard. And she even says, "Hey, I want to talk to you really quick, or I want to yell at you really quick." To Derek, takes him out there, and then he accuses her and says he thinks maybe she's a traitor right to her face. And then he also says Wes buried himself, which is true for sure. But Derek is on the Brittany train. He's on the Rob Brittany train.
yeah,
I think she's gonna have a hard time shaking it too.
I think
But we'll see.
here. Okay, so there is, he's on Brittany, right?
Yeah.
He thinks she's a traitor.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I don't think there's any way all 3 of these freaking traitors are gonna stay up there very much longer.
No, I think Rob maybe has a round left. We'll
Yeah.
see.
And once they get voted out,
Uh-huh.
then they're going to recruit someone. If Derek is throwing it around so much that she thinks she is a traitor, which that's the first time she's been in anybody's mouth at all, is him, saying that. So I don't think she'll get voted, but I think
if you're a traitor, you'd pick her
I
to
think
be a
the
traitor.
you picked her just
so that she'll die and be a traitor, and
Yeah.
you can use her as ammunition.
Yeah,
That's a smart move.
yeah, just to get her back out there.
Oh, yeah. If you're ever the newest traitor, just know the other traitors are using you.
Mm-hmm.
They have other plans you will not know about.
Oh, yeah. If you're there and you get recruited, if you're going to get
I'm not
recruited...
saying don't get recruited, because I still for sure would, but they're playing you in some way, so you need to keep your eyes fucking open.
Don't do what they say.
Yeah.
Don't do what they say.
No, never.
Assume that
Assume you're being played.
something bad's
Assume
coming
you're
down.
a piece in the puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, my theory... Oh, do you want to talk about the... there was a...
Oh, the turret?
Yeah, they went
They
to
do
the
a
turret.
stare down. Carolyn and
Gets freaking
Danielle
crazy.
are staring down at each other. Yeah, it's heated. Rob's trying to act all righteous.
Yeah.
Like he never did nothing, even though he started this whole environment. Yeah, I mean, they're at each other's throats. They're not going to play along with each other.
Yeah, everybody
Carolyn
freaking
straight up
started this
just
stuff.
says...
Except Carolyn, she's right.
Well, yeah, she is right. And she straight up says, we got to go after Danielle right to her face. And Rob's like, what's going on?
Who do we vote out? Danielle. Who are we going for, Danielle?
I mean, but what if they did? It's 2v1. Can they do that? I wonder if they could kill her, or if it has to be
Oh,
unanimous.
no, they can't kill each
It has
other.
to be
You
unanimous.
can't kill each other, and you can't tell anyone that
Got it.
the traitors
Got it. Got
are
it. Got it.
traitors. You can't actually
You
say
can't blatantly
they're a
say
traitor
who it is.
or that you're a traitor.
Yep.
You got to keep that secret. That's part of the oath, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Danielle can't be trusted. Who's your top three though?
Oh, but my theory. I had my theory.
Oh, like hit me with
My
three.
theory.
Hit me with that theory.
My theory is
Hit me with
my
that.
new catch, my new deal.
Uh-huh.
Carolyn was right, but also
Uh-huh.
Dylan knows. I think
Uh-huh.
Dylan seems to be a smart guy, and he catches on.
He is catching on.
Okay? I think there is no way that he doesn't assume that Rob...
Is a traitor.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he has assumed that Rob is a traitor.
Right.
And I think when Danielle started putting out Carolyn's name so much,
Mm-hmm.
I think he assumes that Danielle was a traitor at that point, too. So I think he thinks he has two traitors out. And I think if he gets it in his head, I think he might know
That is Carolyn as well.
that Carolyn is as well, because she was pushing him
Yeah.
to go there. And that's why he went to Carolyn,
Mm-hmm.
because he wants to make sure he's on the good side and that she knows, because he likes the deal. But he's trying to stay... do the deal so he doesn't get voted out. He's freaking...
Yeah, he doesn't want to hit what
Right.
happened the first time.
Nobody
with
thinks he's a
Bob the Drag
traitor.
Queen. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, nobody thinks he's a traitor right now. So he doesn't have any fear of, right now, of anybody voting for him to get out. And if he stays in good graces of the deals, I think he knows. I think he's just not letting it on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he knows.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's smart enough
I hope
that
so.
he knows.
I hope so. I want to see a big reveal from him.
That's why. That's why I'm staying steady.
Okay.
I'm staying steady with Gabby, who's been...
KKK.
Yep. No, not KKK.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. I'm not Elon.
Okay, Elon.
Uh-uh.
I'm staying strong with Gabby, Dylan, and Carolyn
I mean,
as number one.
those
But
are good
I
choices.
would very much. I'm not against if. I think there's a chance, because he does know. I think he might know that Carolyn is. I might switch that up to be Carolyn, and then Gabby and Dylan actually win, because you had to win as a to win as a faithful, you had to have 2.
I was gonna switch it on you and say I think Dylan and Chriselle are gonna be the last 2 in. I don't know why. I'm just getting a feeling, man. Just about time frames. They showed her a lot. They're edging back. Not going to kill her when she's unimportant. They're going to ramp her back up towards the end. I think we're getting Dylan and Chriselle versus Carolyn, and I think Carolyn loses.
It did make me laugh whenever Dolores was like, said Tom, and then she smiled. They showed her, and she's like smiling. She's like so much, but
she was so ready to chew him up.
She's on the wrong person every
She
single
really is.
time.
She's not helpful.
No, and it's going to. It's if somebody was looking for some a deal,
they could
someone
build a case against her if they wanted to.
Yeah, she's very hard on it's not Rob, right?
Yep.
And she went for that, and then she went for Nikki instead of Rob.
That's true.
You know,
if you were paying attention, you could build a case against her for sure.
For sure. If the traitors weren't going for themselves. Yeah. If they start getting up there, that's the person to go to. I mean, Rob can't do it because he's
fucking Rob.
Because he's the one he's protected. But that's my theories, and that was my Dylan knows theory. Dylan knows.
I like it. I think he might. I think if he doesn't, he's gonna know soon. And I think this so far has been some of the best twists and turns I've seen in the Traitors. I hope it stays this exciting. Thanks for following along with the Master Traitors. I know you guys are listening. I'm going to keep talking right now because on our last episode, completion rate was 103%.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like people went back and listened to a little more. Yeah, they listened to us sing the song again or something. I don't know.
103.
I don't know how that works. I think the AI is broken.
Or we made them fall asleep.
That's true. They might have just fallen asleep and it just kept running.
With my droning voice.
Hey,
or like me, I'm easily...
I hope
hypnotized.
I hope we're hypnotizing people, and I hope we're definitely putting them to sleep.
Who do you think they're going to kill, by the way? I guess I shouldn't.
Man, see, and it's like Derek said, I wouldn't be surprised if Rob does attempt to kill him and then say, they're just trying to frame me, bro. But Dylan's going to then get him if that's the case. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rob tries to make that move. Who would I kill?
They don't know who's got the deal.
Yeah, it's tough.
You'd
have to kill someone from that group.
Not from that group.
Yeah, not from that group. Right.
Or they could just take a shot.
I'd just kill Tom. He's pointless, but like at this point, you know he doesn't have a shield. Just kill him. That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck him.
Yeah.
I'm tired of watching his sloppy ass eat.
Fuck you, Tom.
You fucking sloppy asshole.
Tom Sandoval.
All right,
Dylan knows.
Dylan knows. Carolyn was right. Tom's a sloppy asshole. This is the Master Traitors podcast following Traitors US Season 3 on Peacock. I am the slithery, sneaky snake. Happy Year of the Snake, Matt Keck. Alongside me, it is the light of my life,
Paul friggin' Faithful Shields.
Boston Paul. And I guess that leaves us with a little bit of later Traitors.
Later, Traitors.